How's it going, guys? This is New, bringing you Season 1's top 5 most banned heroes in World Arena. Please keep in mind that data does change per region. This means that the global top 5 bans, Asia top 5 bans, as well as the Europe top 5 bans do differ to an extent, but for this list, we're going to be looking at an overall average by merging these three regions. Additionally, to keep this list a lot more concise, we do know that there are both pre-bans and bans, and they do differ to some extent. Pre-bans happening before the drafting phase, and bans happening after the drafting phase has been completed. But again, to keep this list more concise, we're going to be merging these two datas together. Commentary and reasoning may be subject to personal experience, as experiences may vary. Like for example, if you have a 300 speed Bazaar, you're probably never going to ban Bazaar. Starting at the 4th and 5th most banned hero in World Arena, it does tend to fluctuate between these two heroes, so technically it's a tie, but we're going to be covering both Crow and Faithless Litica. Across all ranks, it's pretty common knowledge that Faithless Litica is a high threat setup for fast-paced teams, while Crow on the other hand is a high threat for slower-paced ones. Crow is perhaps one of the safest World Arena picks, as he provides the team with a defense buff, Aureus damage mitigation, and a reliable one-shot via his third skill, Summon Siegfried. Faithless Litica, on the other hand, has perhaps one of the most loaded upfront initial turns. Not only is she able to boost the combat readiness of her allies by taking the first turn, she's also able to strip one buff, apply cooldowns onto a single target, and apply skill nullifier. Arguably the best setup hero for any player looking to cleave their opponent. You don't typically see Crow banned in lower ranks, and most games are typically played in upper ranks, so it may come off as a surprise to most of you to see Crow as a top 5 ban. Third on the list is a hero you may feel as though exists as a default pick in World Arena. With the highest overall pick rate, it's Seaside Bellona. Despite a number of counters to her existing, she's loaded with debuffs, attacks out of her turn, and applies defense breaks consistently more often than not. In most cases, a lot of her debuffs do counter many well-established World Arena heroes. Additionally, a lot of her debuffs do counter her counters as well. She has a wide variety when it comes to how she's built, so it can be intimidating when you're drafting against her, as you're not too sure if this is a tanky Seaside Bellona, or it's a very DPS focused Seaside Bellona. Coming in second is a hero who enables all types of cleaves and causes much headache across all PvP related content. Not only does Bazaar enable CC compositions, cleaves, and flexes into bruiser teams as well, he's perhaps the strongest disabler and enabler in the game. Oftentimes the only reliable means of dealing with him is to outspeed him, which can be quite a challenge as he doesn't really need any other stats besides speed and effectiveness. Due to these reasons, most would opt to just keep him banned. Leading the top of the bans at number 1 is, to no surprise, Arbiter Vildred. Not only is he commonly owned by most players between Challenger through Legend ranks, he's quite easy to build effectively. Due to his passive, Dark Contract, players can typically forego any survivability stats and focus on strengthening pure offensive stats. He's flexible to cleave, counter cleave, or a bruiser team, applies a powerful blind debuff, can reset his third skill cooldown alongside massive damage, and takes advantage of Alexa's Basket effectively. Extinction, which counters Arbiter Vildred, typically cannot be taken against him in World Arena. This is due to the banning phase, and all Extinction heroes usually require a combat readiness pusher. Do you guys happen to ban any of these heroes? What types of compositions do you all run typically in World Arena? If you all like these types of videos, let us know in the comments, and we'll be sure to share more stats with the community in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you all in the next video.